Everyone wants to build the next unicorn, the billion-dollar startup, the story that gets written about, copied, worshipped. But here's the thing. Unicorns aren't accidents. They follow patterns. And if you look close enough, you'll see the same 5 rules show up every single time. Welcome to Startup Sensei. Today we're breaking down the 5 rules every unicorn follows. The unspoken playbook behind the biggest companies of our time. Rule number 1, they start small and scale smart. Every unicorn you know began tiny. Uber was 2 guys who couldn't get a taxi. Airbnb was air mattresses in a living room. Shopify? A snowboard store that couldn't find decent e-commerce software. Unicorns don't start big. They start focused. They find one painful specific problem and solve it beautifully. Then they expand, logically, not emotionally. They master one thing before chasing 10. They go deep before going wide. Because when you own a niche, you earn the right to own a market. So forget world domination. Start with problem domination. That's how the giants begin. Rule number 2, they make customers feel like co-founders. This is the secret most startups miss. Unicorns build with their customers, not for them. They listen, they test, they tweak, they treat users like advisors. Every piece of feedback becomes data. That's why products like Notion, Figma, and Slack grew like wildfire. They created community before virality. People didn't just use their tools, they believed in them. They told friends, they shared templates, they built extensions. Unicorns don't chase attention. They build tribes. Because when customers feel ownership, you don't have to market, they'll do it for you. Rule number 3, they move fast but learn faster. Speed is overrated. Learning speed is everything. Most startups rush to launch, rush to raise, rush to scale, and crash. Unicorns rush to understand. They test ideas ruthlessly. They pivot without ego. They use data to kill what doesn't work and double down on what does. Every experiment is a step forward, even the ones that fail. That's how they evolve faster than competitors. They're not attached to being right. They're obsessed with getting it right. So don't just move fast, learn fast, because knowledge compounds faster than capital. Rule number 4, they hire for obsession, not resumes. This one's brutal, but true. The first 10 people you hire will shape your company's DNA forever. Unicorn founders know this. That's why they hire people who care, not just about paychecks or titles, but about the mission. You can teach skills. You can't teach obsession. The right people will work through chaos, fight through ambiguity, and still bring energy when things fall apart. That's what culture is, a group of people who refuse to quit. If you want to build a unicorn, hire people who do it even if they weren't getting paid yet. Because when everyone believes, momentum becomes unstoppable. Rule number 5, they think beyond the product. Unicorns don't just sell software, hardware, or services. They sell identity. Apple sells creativity. Tesla sells rebellion. Airbnb sells belonging. Each one built a movement, not a marketplace. Because when your company becomes a symbol, you stop competing, you start leading. That's the ultimate level. The moment people stop saying I use it and start saying I am it. That's what brand truly is. When your customers see themselves in your story. Unicorns understand this. They build brands that represent an idea bigger than the product, and that's why they outlast the hype. But here's the Startup Sensei truth. You don't need a billion-dollar valuation to follow these rules. You just need billion-dollar discipline. Because the DNA of a unicorn isn't about money, it's about mindset. It's about caring more, moving smarter, learning faster, hiring better, and thinking bigger than anyone else in the room. Unicorns don't wait for opportunity. They manufacture it. They don't compete on luck. They compete on clarity. And that's something you can start doing today. Without investors, without scale, without permission. So yeah, the startup world worships unicorns. But if you look closer, they're not magical creatures. They're disciplined founders who made 5 key choices and refused to stop. Start small. Build with users, learn fast, hire obsessed, think beyond product, That's it. No hacks, no hype. Just consistency, clarity, and courage. Because in the end, the real unicorn isn't the company, it's the founder who refuses to quit.